Hello, everybody. We will begin shortly. I'm going to pull up the live stream of the launch right now. Let me just. Okay, here it is. Oh no, not there. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna take a break here, and we shall begin. Okay, so you may be asking, what is she talking about? Well, actually, recently there was a launch or a launch attempt of this same exact rocket, and it was aborted a couple seconds before launch because there was some pink, like nail polish type stuff on the engines, on two of them, and so it started like getting a little bit it started getting like there was an overpressurization, and so they aborted the launch. If it would have launched, the Falcon 9 would have exploded, starting at the bottom where the two engines were. So it was lucky that they aborted, just like she recently said. So so they fixed the problem. They found out the issue. They removed the nail polish. It's not really nail polish, but that's what they call it. And the guy who did that confronted and talked and did what he needed to, paid some money, and now everything's fine. So we're go for launch today, even though there were some previous issues with the same exact vehicle. we're back here. Sorry about that. But we were T-minus 8 minutes till launch of this Falcon 9. You heard some facts from that announcer, that not this one, the other one. And I told you a little bit about some of the facts in case she didn't explain it enough for you guys to understand. So here we can see we're approaching engine chill. Engine chill is when the engines are chilled so that they don't overheat and explode. After that, we'll have the strong back retract, which is the thing holding up the Falcon 9. After that, we'll have startup about 1 minute before launch, and terminal countdown and terminal guidance will be turned on. Then we'll have liftoff at T-0 at T0 seconds, which is T-minus 0 seconds and T-plus 0 seconds. Then after that, we will have max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure. If you guys are here, just say something in the chat. Say hello. Just ask questions. Ask away. We're here to answer them. Then after that, we've got 3 things happening at once. We've got MECO, stage separation, and second stage ignition. That's all in the MECO stage. Then we've got fairing separation. As I said, they're going to be attempting to catch one of the fairings. And we've got our first hi from my mom, who's sitting right over here. Then after that, we will have the entry burn, which slows the first stage down on its way back to land on the drone ship. After that, we've got the landing burn and SECO all happening around the exact time. The landing burn is a burn so that it just lands nice and slowly on the drone ship. And SECO is second stage engine cutoff. So I guess you're not going to be doing 2 SECOs because it's just a SECO, not SECO 1. But the engines will cut, and then later on, the 2 stages will separate, and it will continue towards its, and the 2 stages will separate, and the satellite will be in orbit, and everything will be nominal at that point. Okay, once again, any questions, feel free to put in the chat. So let's listen in here. Let's see what they're saying here.
From the Air Force's Lieutenant Colonel Margaret Sullivan and Lockheed Martin's Tanya Ladwig for more information on tonight's payload.
Okay, so while that was going on, we had strong back retract, which was what was holding up the vehicle. It only retracts a little bit, so as you could tell, right? Yeah, it retracted only a little bit, like that much. And we're T-minus 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We're almost at startup, which is when everything that gets the vehicle going is turned on. Any questions that you have, Mom? No questions in the chat, but do you have any questions?
What's the purpose of this one?
This is a Jeep GPS launch, and it's used to, which is global positioning satellite, and yeah.
Is it replacing another GPS?
It is, from that the video that we just watched, it doesn't look like it's replacing it, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's adding to, either starting their fleet or adding to their fleet.
Who owns the GPS?
I think it's the U.S. Space Force is what they said.
Fascinating.
Any other questions?
How long is this going to stay up in space?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I'll see. I don't want to Google it right now, although I'll actually Google it. How long will the GPS SV04 satellite be in orbit? Okay, so Thursday. One of the 31 primary GPS satellites in orbit from the Space Force, built by Lockheed Martin. These GPS-3, so they're supposed to be really good. Yeah, okay. Doesn't say how long it'll be in orbit for, but
I feel like we're less than a minute away now.
Yeah, we're less than a minute away. We had startup.
There it is. Computers have taken over the Falcon 9. We're pressurizing first and second stage tanks for launch. Waiting for final go.
Mission director, go for launch.
Mission director has given the go for flight. Everything continues to look good. Pressurizing the tanks one final time here to get ready for liftoff. But right now at T-minus 30 seconds and counting, all systems are go for the launch of Falcon 9 with GPS-3 space vehicle number 4.
20 more seconds to launch. Now, this is actually going to be the same exact rocket that is going to be flying, same exact booster that's going to be flying astronauts, and NASA's taking a close look at this because of, oh, there we go.
8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
0. Ignition. Liftoff. Dear Falcon, dear GPS.
There it goes.
Wow.
Equals pitching downrange.
Yep. So this there we go. So this rocket is actually going to be the same exact rocket flying. It's going to be the same exact rocket flying. Mike Hopkins, Shannon Walker, Soichi Noguchi.
The Merlin 1B engines are nominal.
That's good. That's what we want to hear.
Preparing to throttle down in preparation for maximum dynamic pressure.
So that you just heard that everything on the engines are looking good, and the reason why they're saying that is because there was an overpressurization in the engines before different launch attempts, and this is the same exact booster that's going to be carrying our Crew 1 astronauts.
And when the engine's back up at full power, and we have gone past Mach 1.
Okay, we're past Mach 1. We're almost at max Q.
Max Q call out.
The vehicle is experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
That's max
Guidance
Q.
engineer reports we're passing through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure called max Q. From here on, as the speed picks up, the atmospheric density decreases and the loads are reduced on the Falcon 9 vehicle. Propulsion power continues to look good. The trajectory looks good.
Okay.
Engine chill started.
The engine chill in call out on the MVAC second stage engine indicates we've begun chilling that turbo pump like we did with the first stage engines getting ready for ignition of the upper stage engine. Now coming up in just over 30 seconds, the usual 3-sequence event that'll happen in rapid succession. Main engine cutoff will shut down the 9 Merlin 1D engines you can see glowing there in the night sky. Stage separation, and then we'll get startup of the second stage engine.
Okay, you all heard that. Coming up on Miko, stage separation and second stage ignition, which is happening in just a couple
Nice
seconds.
view from the ground camera looking up at the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the business end of the Falcon 9 first stage.
Miko. Okay. Coming up on stage separation.
What are we looking at here?
This is
Stage separation confirmed.
those were views from inside the first stage and inside the second stage. And we've got second stage ignition. So now everything on the first stage performed nominally. That's why they're clapping. And the reason why they're clapping a little bit more than usual is because the first stage, like I said, experienced some issues before launch the other day. So, there you go.
MVAC up on power. On the left screen, the first stage continuing to coast downrange as it begins to deploy those large titanium grid fins. Trajectory continues to look right down the middle.
Both stages are following nominal trajectories.
Guidance stages.
Acquisition of signal, Maryland.
Maryland reports they've got signal from the second stage. Next event coming up is payload fairing separation.
Separation confirmed.
Obviously, it's a little bit behind, but there
nice
we go.
view from the camera looking forward. The GPS-3 satellite with the 2 payload fairing halves separating. Everything continuing to go well on this mission. 3 minutes and 42 seconds into flight. First stage continuing to coast to apogee, headed downrange.
There you go. Some good news there.
Second stage engine at full power. Everything's looking good with the MVAC engine.
Okay, that's what we want to hear.
Trajectory heading us to where the Bermuda ground station can hear us. We've heard the call out, acquisition of signal. Bermuda now getting the telemetry from the Falcon 9 second stage. So 4 minutes, 8 seconds into flight, everything going well on the flight of Falcon 9 with GPS-3.
There you go. We're approaching the next.
Both stages continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Great. We're approaching.
And at T plus 4 minutes and 20 seconds, we're currently in the first of 2 planned MVAC burns.
Okay, so they do
We
have.
just passed T plus 4 minutes and 23 seconds, and that's actually when the first stage reaches apogee of 120 kilometers, almost 400,000 feet. At stage separation, the first stage velocity is about 2,200 meters per second or 5,000 miles per hour. So right after stage separation, the first stage, still moving at such a high velocity, continues to raise its altitude as it coasts for a couple of minutes. Basically, the first stage almost doubles its altitude from stage separation, which occurred at about 69 kilometers or 226,000 feet, to when it reaches apogee, and then it starts its return back to Earth. And again, apogee is the highest point or the furthest that it is away from Earth in the trajectory of the first stage. Now the next major milestone that you'll be able to see on your screen is the first stage's entry burn. For the entry burn, we relight the center E9 engine, and then partway through we relight the E1 and E5 engines so that we have a total of 3 M1D engines, helping to slow the vehicle down as it passes back into the Earth's atmosphere. Just about 40 seconds away from that entry burn beginning. Today's entry burn should last about 27 seconds long.
Both stages continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Okay, so yeah, as we get closer to the entry burn, you're going to see a big spark right over here. It's just going to ignite. And because it's in the dark, you're not going to be able to see it until the last minute. It's going to be really cool. So let's listen in and watch it.
So hard to see that first stage on the left-hand screen, but once entry burn begins, it should light up that screen. We should be able to see first stage pretty well.
I see something.
Nope, that's not it. That's actually, it's about to happen.
Ooh, is that it?
There,
Yeah.
there we go. That's it.
Wow.
Entry burn startup.
So the light that you saw at the beginning was the sparks
There's
getting
that
ready
entry
to
burn
throw at the engine so
starting
that it
up.
could ignite.
This is safe. Stage 1.
Wow.
You could see the plume started off small and it got a little larger, and that is because we started with one single engine, added a couple engines for a total of 3 for this entry burn.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Okay, now it's pitch black
And
again.
that concludes the entry burn. Next up, we do have a couple major milestones happening back to back. The start of the landing burn for first stage, followed immediately afterwards by SECO-1 on second stage. SECO, which stands for Second Engine Cutoff, is where we shut down the MVAC engine to allow the second stage.
Okay, so you just heard her say
Stage
it's going.
2 is enter terminal guidance.
Okay, so you just heard it's going to touch down. Of course I still love you. That's the name of one of its drone ships. There's of
About
course I
20
still love
seconds
you,
away
and
from those 2 events. Again,
just
the
read the
landing burn,
instructions. Just
followed
read
by
the
SECO,
instructions is on
SECO-1
the
on
west
second
coast,
stage,
and
just a couple
of
seconds
course I
after
still
the
love you
landing burn
is on the right coast.
Stage 2
East Coast,
FPS
my
is safe.
Left and whatever. Okay, we're coming up on landing burn and SECO.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Okay, so for some reason they're not showing us that view, but we're up.
And SECO.
And we've got SECO, and let's.
There we've had SECO waiting for confirmation of good orbit as first stage returns to Earth.
Okay,
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
okay, landing leg deploy. We're about to have touchdown.
Nominal parking orbit.
There's
Wow.
good orbit, and at the same time, we have touchdown of our Falcon 9.
Wow.
On
Wow.
Of course, I
Look
still
how that
love
lands
you.
so nicely.
So, yeah, that's actually really good because,
It did happen at the same time, so we did have SECO and good orbit of our second stage.
so the reason why they're clapping a
And
little bit more
there
than
you can see
normal
on the
is
left-hand
because,
screen, first
that's
landed
an
on,
engine
of
that
course,
had
I Still Love You.
problems.
This was
Once
the
again, they solved
16th
those problems and they launched it,
Falcon
but
9
still, it
landing
must be
just this
so
year,
so
and
happy
the
they did that.
64th of all time. And we're looking forward to seeing this booster take its second flight on the next GPS mission next year. Now, the second stage vehicle has now entered its first coast phase, which will last about 54 minutes, and we will light that MVAC engine for a second time shortly after T plus 1 hour and 3 minutes. So we're going to take a quick break, and as always, we leave you with an animation so that you can keep an eye on where that second stage is throughout the coast phase. So we'll see you back here at T plus 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to build on the rocket at KSP, and then we are going to take a break until that launch. Although, thank you all for joining us for now. 1 second. Let me just stop that share. And I'm going to share my other screen, and then, Mo, if you want to go, you could. So let me just share screen. Let me just have KSP, like, ready to go so that, there we go. Share. Sorry, it looks ugly. I just have to open KSP. There we go. Now it's going to load, and thank you all for joining us. What?
30-second countdown.
For what?
How long is it to see that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. For now.
Mm,
Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, still loading here. It should be just a couple more seconds, and I'm gonna build the Falcon 9 and launch it, and I'm going to replay all of those, everything that you saw there, and hopefully you guys all enjoy it. Okay, so you might be hear them talking in the background, but once again, I'm sorry about that, but hopefully they'll be quiet soon. Now I've got some good music in the background because of them, so thank you, SpaceX. A successful launch. We're just waiting on the second stage ignition and then satellite deployment. That will be happening at the T plus 1 hour mark, and so we are going, after I build this rocket and launch it, we are going to take a break. I'm actually going to do a demonstration of Crew 1, which is a launch on a Falcon 9 that will be happening pretty shortly. Okay, here we go. Sorry, 1 second. I just want to turn the music off. They go terrible together. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Let's open this up, and we can continue here. Now as this loads, just know that that this is all sponsored by KSP. KSP is Kerbal Space Program, which is what we're doing this on. So thank you, Kerbal Space. Like I said, we're going to build the Falcon 9, launch it, and we're going to simulate Crew 1, which is the launch that's coming up soon. So, hopefully everything works, and hopefully we get a successful launch. I'm also going to do the in-flight abort test before we do it. So, that'll be good. I'm going to keep up the SpaceX live stream on my phone, see how everything is going. It doesn't look like we're going to have it for another hour or so. We're just under an hour, so we're taking a KSP break and then just a break. Hopefully this loads pretty quickly. Sorry about the wait. Okay, we're still loading here. So obviously KSP is basically these little Kerbals, as they're called. They all have the last name of Kerman. So Valentina Kerman, Bill Kerman, and a couple others. But we are going to build this rocket and launch it in front of you guys, okay? Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, here we go. Start game. Start game. I'll do the NASA logo. And let's start it. Surprised I haven't built the Falcon 9 yet. Okay, here we go. Thanks for that. Okay, so we're going to the vehicle assembly building, which is where they build the rocket. So here we go. I'm going to start by putting this on. Move this up here. I'm going to start by going to fuel tanks. I'm going to put a Dragon fuel tank on. I am going to put put this heat shield on. Then let's see. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find the trunk for the Dragon, although I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do that. So let's hope that I am. So let's cross one finger. I'm able to find it, although I don't think I will be able to. Pretty sure it's not gonna be there. I guess that could work.
Should I do all the documents?
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Too big. No. I guess I'll probably just put. Well, where'd my heat shield go? Let's see if I can find like a tiny little. I just want a plain old white one. No, come on. Why can't I find it? Right. Yeah, okay, I'll just go with. Sorry, I'm taking a while. I'll just go with actually. Um. Okay, whatever. Should we just not do a dragon fuel tank, or should I? Okay, I'm just gonna go with dragon fuel tank. Let's use this one. It's fine if it's black and white instead of this one. Whatever. I'll just put a tiny little. It's not a tiny little, tiny engine. So if you're just joining us, we had a successful launch right now. I'm building a rocket, or the Falcon 9. Okay, never mind. Okay. Should we just not? No, let's not do a fuel. Let's not do that. Instead I'll double the dragon fuel tank here. Okay, there we go. That should be better. Let me begin. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start by putting that there. We're going to go to engines, put that there. Stage separator, we're going to put that there. Looking for the inner stage. Falcon 9 demo inner stage. And then this will go here. We're just about done here. Let me put that down there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to land this, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, just about done here. Let me just finish this up. Come on. Ooh. Okay. Finally. Okay. You want to put like all the landing stuff on? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Everything's still looking good. Let me just put the grid fins on. Or the giant waffle toasters, as some people call them. Giant waffle makers. Let me just rotate it. I'll put some thrusters on. Okay, so let me just double check everything. Doo-doo-doo. Let me just, almost done here. Then I'm gonna initiate the abort sequence and then we're go for launch. And we'll start with the abort, but Falcon 9. There we go. You just go actions. We're going to go to abort. We're going to do activate engine. We're going to go down here. I'm not going to shut down the engines, but you know what I am going to do. And at the same time, decouple that. And let me just put some parachutes on there, and then we'll go for launch. Okay, so we'll start with the drogues, which are gonna go in there. Then we're gonna need 4 parachutes. So let me just put that there, and then we're going to launch this bad boy. Okay, let's launch it. So once again, thank you, StreamYard, and everybody who's watching for helping me. So let's launch it. You ready? Okay, we've got Jabita, Bill, and Bob. Mike Hermans. Okay. We'll go for launch in 3, 2, 1. Gotta lift off. Gotta lift off. Gotta lift off. It's way too late. We're about to started to tilt here. Let's see. We're approaching max Q, although we haven't reached it yet. Okay. Max Q, we're going to throttle down. We're at 2/3 throttle. Look at our map view here. At nominal trajectory. We're about to throttle up. Throttle up is now. There we go. Throttle up. Okay, we're going to switch our view to here. Be good. State separation confirmed. Okay. About to have second stage ignition in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So there is the spacecraft making its way toward to go burn up in the atmosphere. We're not attempting to land it today. We're not attempting to land it today. Here is a view from inside the vehicle. We are almost in orbit. And we've got engine cut off. We have made a successful orbit. We're going to burn for a second longer, and there we go. We're coming up on the separation of the two stages. In 3, 2, 1. Successful separation confirmed, and we are now in orbit. Got a shield opening here. Obviously not docking with anything, so let me just close this. We're just flipping around. Look at that view there. Made it to orbit. We're going to stay in orbit for a little bit, and let's time warp for that little bit. I'm staying here for probably about 30 days. Okay, we'll stay in there for 34 days. It's day 34. Let's see. We're getting ready for the ignition. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, and 1. There we go. That's it. That's all we had to do to that vehicle. Let me just double. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, there we go. We are going to actually only. I'll keep on firing them actually. So we can land on the day side of things. Okay, that's it. We're just going to have to wait and see. Let's start time warping. Okay, ready? We're going to start time warping as we enter the atmosphere. There we go. You see some glowing happening. That is looking good. What you want to see. Okay. Now let's stop warping. We're going to deploy the drogue chutes in 3, 2, 1. Got drogue chute deployment. Successful drogue chute there. We're okay, we've got main parachute deployment. As we make our way to the ground, we are going to time warp from here because it's going to be a little bit. We actually make it to the ground. Here's a view from one of our fake drones up there. Taking a look around that vehicle there. Whoa. Okay, let's take a look at our view from the ground there. Got a touchdown confirmed. We just have to extend the gear. No. Okay, let's see. I want to AVA this person. No, I can't. Okay, whatever. I'm going to recover the vessel. Now we're going to do an in-flight. So it's time for our in-flight abort. And then we're going to take a break here. Okay. Hopefully that's good with all you guys. Now it would be a good time to eat dinner during the break if you are not already or if you haven't already. Okay, let's launch it. Just about time for our abort. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have a liftoff. Falcon 9 on its in-flight abort test. Okay, we're going to start pitching. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have our abort problem is we are going to have one engine shut down. 3, 2, 1. We got engine shut down for some reason. We got an abort. There we go, successful abort there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, instead of a normal touchdown, because we're expected to land on land, we're going to see if I could land it myself. So let me just get it so that I can cut the parachutes, and then we'll go. Let's cut. Okay. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh no. But the crew survived. They're just stunned. Okay. Now let's see if we can get our other people out. You want to plant a flag after a successful abort? Let's remove our helmet. Plant flag. Go NASA. Goodbye. Abort. We aborted. Okay. Oh, yikes. Okay. Let's quit the main menu and we're going to wrap up. We're going to say goodbye and we're going to take a little break until we actually have the deployment of the satellite. Okay. So 1 second here. I'm going to stop share as soon as stop sharing. So thank you all for joining us today. Don't worry, this is not the end of it. We're just going to take a quick break. So while we do all of that we wait for the next upcoming we'll wait for our next upcoming just our next upcoming thing event, which is going to be SECO or SCS1 or SCS2, SECO 2, and then payload deployment. I'm going to say goodbye here. We're going to take a quick break for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back then. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, hello everybody. We are back. We are just waiting for the second stage ignition and second stage engine cutoff, which will be happening in just just like 30 seconds here. We're hoping that everything works. Oh, there we go. Let's listen in because some things might be happening.
Recap what's happened so far this evening. We had a smooth on-time liftoff at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2.5 minutes later, we separated the first stage from the second stage. The second stage then completed its first burn, successfully inserting the GPS with the second stage still attached into the planned parking orbit.
Okay, that's good. They're in the planned parking orbit.
The upper stage engine in about half a minute. Flight computer is currently commanding settling thrusters to turn on and off. That's releasing nitrogen gas out of 2 thrusters in the back of the second stage that lightly pushes the stage, and that helps keep the propellant at the bottom of the tank right above the inlets to the engine's turbo pumps.
Okay, that's good. Good news.
You can see from the ground track, we're passing south of the Tasmania ground station in Australia. Following the burn, we'll be headed in orbit up towards the Hawaii and Vandenberg ground station.
Now, SES stands for second stage engine.
Impact ignition.
Second stage engine. Second engine start. This is the second time it's doing
it. The second stage will burn for 45 seconds. We're going to be adding over 2,000 meters per second to the speed of Falcon 9 before we shut it down for the second time. You can see from the velocity meter on the screen the speed clicking up. We're still at 419 kilometers in the same altitude in the parking orbit where we've been for a while. But this burn is going to bring us all the way up into the transfer orbit, and then shortly after that, we'll separate the GPS satellite.
Okay,
that's coming up on shutdown number 2 called SECO-2, and this is the burn that will place GPS-3 space vehicle into the required orbit.
MVAC shutdown.
We've got SECO, MVAC shutdown call out. We're waiting for the orbit.
Waiting for nominal insertion orbit.
Nominal insertion orbit.
There we go.
The guidance, navigation, and control engineer has called out a nominal orbit. Looking at the data, it's an excellent looking orbit. So second stage in a good orbit. GPS spacecraft is still attached to the Falcon 9 at this time. And we're going to go through a series of events to get ready for separation. A little bit after we have finished a short coast, we are going to start a slow spin of the second stage. That's going to help stabilize the GPS satellite when it's released from the second stage. We also have to wait until the orbit takes us into range of the 2 Air Force satellite ground stations, one in Hawaii, one in California. We've got to make sure that the ground stations can be in contact with the GPS satellite before we release it.
Okay, that's me soon.
All of this is going to take 24 minutes to get into the right situation at the right spin rate. And that satellite separation is planned to occur at about T plus 1 hour and 29 minutes. So we're going to pause the commentary now during this coast, but we will come back just before planned separation in about 23 minutes. We'll be back with you at T plus 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds.
You heard him. We're going to take a quick little 20-minute break. We'll be back for satellite separation. So let's take a break. We will be coming back soon for the deployment of this satellite. Okay, payload deployment confirmed there.
Deployment of the GPS-3 satellite. As
That's
it's
what we wanted to
drifting
see.
away from Falcon 9.
So we wanted to
Nice
see from that.
sunlit view there. This confirms a successful spacecraft separation, and that completes our primary mission, which will bring today's webcast coverage to.
Thank you all for joining us. I am Gabriel. That's the end of Space Daily. That'll do it for me. Goodbye. Oh wait, one thing I want to answer this comment. How many times have the Falcon 9 been launched? The Falcon 9's been launched. I'm not sure how many times actually. How many times has the Falcon 9 launched? Okay, let's see if we have it. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how many times it's been launched, but I have to say goodbye. Really sad. I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds to get out of here, so let's begin that now. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.